do you struggle figuring out which breakers will get utilized, which unicorn models will get utilized when the real reversals will actually take place? Well, this lecture's for you, okay? Inside this lecture, we'll be going over all the uses of specific opening prices that you can be utilizing day in, day out, okay? So, let's go in with the first, most obvious one, which is a form of Power 3, right? You have your opening price here. You have your manipulation above. These right here is where this right here is where you're going to be finding your low risk buy or sells. Okay, in this instance, this way you're going to be finding your low risk sells. Okay, and then we see distribution down, right? So anytime we see a large move up with no manipulation below the open, that you can be anticipating this move higher to be our manipulation, right? Now, you'll be seeing me, especially when I live trade, using that a lot to give me my bias for the whole day. Like, let's go back to the previous week here, because this happened again a lot of times. I mean, this is like undeniable evidence, right? If we look at this minute opening price here, zero major manipulation above, right? Yes, okay, we have this very minimal wick, but that's not manipulation, right? During this whole run lower, we never revisited this minute opening once, okay? Now, if you listen to my fair value video, what did you hear, right? Every session has to be offered fair value to this minute opening price, okay? So, when 930 opens up, we see our Judah swing lower again. We know this is manipulation. And then where do we revisit? Minute opening price to finish off our Power 3. Let's look at our next example over here. Okay? No manipulation beneath our minute opening price. We're running higher. Offer fair value to yesterday's London session. Okay, I'm running. Look what happens again. 930 opens up. Judah swing higher. Run straight down lower. Right? Let's take a look at the day after that. Again, no manipulation at the minute opening price. Running higher. 930, very choppy. Again, we see that move up. Again, as usual. That's our Judah swing. That's when we're dropping lower. Okay? Now, if you're wanting to predict where these Judah swings will stop, again, utilize tapped projections. I'm going to be making a more in-depth lecture on that very soon. So, by the way, sorry if I sound really ill. I am, again, ill. So, whoops. Now, let's take a look at our more minor opening prices, okay? These being our hourly opening prices. Now, again, if you're just trading fractals, 15-second chart, 5-second chart, these hourly opening prices can be used like your minute opening prices. Why? Again, time and price of fractal. It's all exactly the same thing, okay? But let's take our hourly opening prices to time our more minor price swings. However, these can be major distributions, okay? Most of the time, these hourly opening prices will ignite your more major high time frame distributions. So, let's take a look at this, okay? What do you see happening here? We see our 2 o'clock opening price right here. We see it run higher, and then what? We see us run higher above a internal range high right here, okay? Now, how do I know that this is internal range, okay? What I mean by internal range is within a specific time range. In this instance, we're using an hourly range. We're going to be taking the low and high of that previous hourly range, okay? So, this is our opening price. The high of the range is here. The low of the range is here, okay? Within this time window, okay? So, within that time window, right there, taking the low and the high. Any swings formed within this range, that is all internal ranges, okay? Because we have, yes, this range here, but then within there, what else do we have? We have the range here. We have, again, another range here, right? So these are all internal ranges. Think about the name. Internal range, a range within another range, okay? External, outside, it's the biggest range, okay? It's the biggest of them all. Okay, so now what do we see? We open up, we sweep an internal range, not external, internal. We sweep an internal range, see that turtle soup forming. 213 gives our confirmation, because the close beneath our opening price is the confirmation of a CSD of that current candle. And then what do we focus? External range low, 143. Right? And then again, if order flow is correct, we'll be targeting even lower prices. Okay. So that right there was a very key concept I just taught you. Internal out to external. Okay? That right there sets up your power of 3 for the day, hour, minute, month, week, whatever. Right? It's the same again, all time frames. Now let's talk a little bit about reversals, because again, reversals are extremely important at how to time them, and especially breakers, right? I talk a lot about breakers. Again, breakers are extremely key to understanding if that market reversal is actually going to take place, or if it's just going to be a fake one. There are a few ways just to utilize hourly opening prices to know if that breaker is going to work or not. Okay? Because hourly opening prices can literally confirm if that breaker is going to work or not. They're extremely powerful, but no one, or at least a lot of people, fail to realize these opening prices are telling you if that breaker is going to work or not. Okay, so I'm about to break that down for you. So let's take a look at this example right here. What do you notice? This is our 4 o'clock opening price. We see a run lower. Very minimal run higher, right? We only have that small wick. Run lower. Tap into the hourly opening price. And then we see this another run lower, right? Now, this is the run that we're going to be focusing on. We see the tap back into the opening price, failure to close above. And then we see another run on sell side, right? So, let me mark this out here. We have this first run on sell side, but this first run on sell side never forms a breaker, okay? After this hourly opening price. I need to make that very clear. This does not form a breaker after the hourly opening price. It runs lower, failing to make a breaker, right? We retest this hourly opening price, then we see that second run on sell side. This does create the breaker right here, okay? This black candle is our breaker. Now, this is our breaker. Let me turn this green here. This is now our breaker, because we have that low, high, lower, low. Hasn't yet been confirmed, okay? But again, think about what I was speaking about earlier. See that sweep? See that breaker? Now, how do you know that this breaker is going to work before it even gets formed? Before it even gets formed, okay? Pay attention to what's happening here. We see this hourly opening price, very minimal manipulation above. This right here has to be our manipulation, okay? We know this is going to be our manipulation. So, where is our major distribution going to take place? To higher prices. Now, this breaker is very key because it runs through the minute opening price, right? That breaker is running through the hourly opening price. Sorry, not minute opening price. Sorry, the hourly opening price. this right here is engineered and set up in a way that this is going to be a major algorithmic reference point in the future. So let's play it forward a little bit here, see what happens. This is not a confirmation, this is our confirmation. 431 is our confirmation here, that's our close above the breaker. 432 was our entry, okay? So you could have entered on the close of 432, so there, again, stop just beneath the breaker. You could have had it at this breakaway gap. Up to you, really. Not too big of a deal because we know that this breaker is going to hold. Because this was very specifically engineered in a way that this will be a major algorithmic reference point in the future. Okay? Now, I just want to first talk over what we're going to be targeting. Now, this can be a little bit hard to grasp if you don't fully understand fractality. Remember, fractality is a key part in understanding. So if you don't understand fractality, then I would recommend just going into your charts and just looking into hourly candles, how they form, what they look like on lower time frames. But I'm going to be targeting that high right there. Why on earth would I be targeting that high? Okay. That right there was our previous hourly high. Okay, that's our 3 o'clock high. Now, I'm not even going to be expecting us to hit this target within this hour, because this right here is our manipulation hour. Our next hour is going to be a distribution hour. Okay, so let's see how that happens. All right. Again, we're coming down to retest that breaker. Not too big of a deal. No stress. Why? Because we know that hourly opening price, we know that breaker is going to be holding, right? We can see bodies are respecting perfectly. Wicks do damage, bodies tell the story. Good. We're going to continue playing this forward. Again, this is all a fake market structure shift, okay? Because we know our real target here. Taking its time, but there it is. Okay. Although, yes, it was really slow. This was a real time distorted price run here. That right there would have caught us 3R with very little stress. Okay. Yes, this was a very slow run. I would have liked to see this 5 o'clock hour run into here. But this hourly opening price never got disrespected. Basically telling me that I have nothing to worry about. Until that hourly opening price gets disrespected, there's nothing to be worrying about. Okay? Because I know that this was our manipulation hour and we saw all the correct signatures within this manipulation hour underneath our hourly opening price to then see higher prices back towards our 3 o'clock high. Okay? Now, let me go on to the hourly chart. And I want you to see something here. What do you notice? What have I just drew out here? I've basically just drew out a 3 candle model just on the low time frames. Okay? However, remember, with these 3 candle models, where the breaker forms is absolutely key. Where and when it forms is the key to actually making this 3 candle model work. If you just pattern trade it, it's not going to be great. If you pay attention to where the breakers form, that's when you're going to be catching the large major price runs into your direction, okay? Those are going to be your quick price runs, those are going to be your major price runs. So really pay attention to that, okay? Now, that isn't the only form of a breaker we're going to be paying attention to, okay? With the hourly opening price. There are a few ways that it can get engineered. It will either get engineered like this, where this is our hourly opening price right here. And then we will see that form. This being our breaker here. It forms with our hourly opening price, okay? That's our first scenario. Another scenario is that our hourly opening price doesn't line up with this breaker. Now, I'll show you what I mean by that. We see price do this. this. Okay, just like we did before, because that's our breaker schematic. However, our opening price will be there. Okay, but what did that do? This price run here was the price run that set up that breaker, right? That price run was the price run that set up that breaker. Again, that's the important thing. The hourly opening price has to set up the breaker. Now, our last schematic here is it will do something like this, where we will have our hourly opening price actually to the right of that breaker. Again, doesn't even have to run through it, but it's going to be through the leg that ran through that breaker, confirming the breaker. So it can be here, it can be here. Okay, any of those work, but they all just need to be a part of the formation of the breaker. If they're all a part of the formation of the breaker, that's going to be a major breaker that markets will refer to later on in time. Now, I highly recommend you go back into this lecture and really take notes, because everything here was extremely, extremely important. Now, if you're really wanting to dig deep into time and how these markets truly book price behind the scenes, not just PD arrays, but real timings predetermined every single day that move, right? Not time cycles, not the same times every single 60 minutes, 90 minutes, no. Real timings move day in, day out, every single month, every single week. If you really want to learn that, that's my DLS sequence. It's the sequence that I see hidden within his logo that allow you to unlock time within these markets. Now, I hope to see you inside my DLS mentorship, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.